Here's your heads up to this 5-minute quickie. It's weird, it's wacky, and it only takes 6 to 12 minutes of your time a week. You could spend longer at it. You never know what it would do to you and the rest of the world. Interested? Have a listen.
Warning. 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 You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, I've got something really weird to talk about now. Weird, but in a weirdly good way. You see, I was listening to, as I do, a podcast, and it was on that Tim Ferriss show again. And it's by a guy who, he calls himself Astro Teller. And he talks about how to think 10 times bigger. And it's all really about how, if you've got a company or a business, how you can spend some of your time thinking about stuff that would grow your company by 10 times rapidly. Now, to me, that was pretty good, but I haven't got a company as such. I've only got you as company. Oh, isn't that nice? But what made me think though, and it really did get my mind going, is we together spend time thinking about our personal development. And I guess you, like me, will get your Jenny journal out and you'll think about what you're going to do in the week. You'll plan your week. You'll plan your day, your diary. You have your little rituals and things like that. But also, there'll be times in the day, you know, when you've set aside to explore some of the ways that you can, develop yourself, to work on your goals, your outcomes, your dreams. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how long you spend on that. Say it was only an hour a week, and I bet you spend longer. But if it was only an hour a week, what would happen if you spent 6 minutes, that's 10% of your time, just 6 minutes going weirdly wild, and think so far out of the box, 10 times bigger, of things that you would really, 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 really want to do. Ideas that would change your life, that are so out there. And without any form of editing or justification or anything at all, you just spent 6 minutes, 10% of that time, just going wild. And it's not just like brain dumping or the other words you do use. You just absolutely just go for it. Go for it in a weird and wonderful way. Set your state to, it's going to be weird, weirdly wild. Set your intention to try to find wonderful ideas that you never thought of. You thought they would be impossible, but there's nothing impossible in this 6 minutes. And if you remember the previous podcasts, you don't know enough to know things are impossible anyway. But this is when you don't know enough of anything that you're going to go so wild. Wild? That's a very funny way of saying wild, Paul. But just letting your hair down. And if you've seen a picture of me, it's a little bit difficult for me to let my hair right down, but just go for it. Unedited. Now, say you spent a little bit longer on your personal development. Maybe it was 2 hours a week. So you spent 10 to 12 minutes. Man, you could get a few ideas down there, especially if you planned it to say, this is what I'm going to do. Because it's like a coffee guarantee. I just reckon you're going to come up with something that is so special, so unique, something that will not only change your life, but will change all the lives of the people around you, and even bigger than that. And in a good way, by the way. Change lives in a good way. You will create something or something that will change this wonderful little old earth of ours in a brilliant way. And all you've done is spend between 6 and 12 minutes of letting your inner mind come up with things that in the past you may have held down for whatever reason, unconsciously, consciously, but you're giving yourself permission to think so far out of the box. And you're going to find some things, they might need sidelining for a little bit because, they are so far out there, but you're going to come up with something. And what would happen if you did this on a regular basis, once a week, for 6 to 12 minutes, where you just go absolutely free to think, but write them down and, have your 6 to 12 minute journal for weird things, weird and wonderful, wacky things that just may change yours and everyone else's life. So interesting, isn't it, that something used for business that we could use for ourselves? I think it's awesome. Let me know. I'd love to know some of the things you think about, but act upon them as well. So when you see one of those things, maybe just for a couple of weeks, you write all these wonderful things down and there's nothing's really buzzing with you, but they're there. And as you reread them, suddenly one will jump out at you. And you can take that massive action, intuitive action, to make things happen. Yeah. That's so weird, so wild, so wacky. Anyway, that's my thought for today. I heard it this morning and I just had to record it for you because I think each one of us, you, will come up with something incredibly wonderful. Okay then. So enjoy every heartbeat and let's go weird and wonderful. Okay now. Bye-bye now. Hey, just before you go, I've just got 2 or 3 little bits of information I'd like to share with you. The first one is, unfortunately, the introductory prices at paulcloughonline.com, the programs such as Free Your Life from Anxiety, Supreme Inner Confidence, the hypnosis tracks there, the paid ones, well, they're all going up in price because this introductory period is coming to an end. But here's the big but. If you join the community by merely just joining paulcloughonline.com/podcast, as usual, you'll get free access to all the hypnosis tracks that are attached to this podcast. You'll also get, now and again, discounts and offers on those programs, and if you want them, and I'll also extend that guarantee completely. And also, you get surprise hypnosis tracks and coaching tracks that won't be available on this podcast because I want to be able to share even more to the people who are really doing this work and really getting into it. So if you'd like that, go to paulcloughonline.com/podcast, get your free access to all those hypnosis tracks and more. Now, the other thing is, did you enjoy this episode of the Personal Development Unplugged podcast? Because if you did, I know time is finite. We've only got so much time in this world and how we use it. But if you did have time to share, wouldn't it be nice if you share this episode or one of your favorite episodes to some friends or unfriends, people who you feel might need it? Because you'll be doing them one of the greatest services is showing them a way to change themselves. And in that way one thing you'll never know though is how far the ripples of those change will go. But I know they'll go further than you can imagine because those changes will make changes in other people as well. And in that way we create a community, but also create a community for change. And the big picture is we will change this little earth we live on in a good way. That would be brilliant, I think. And also, lastly, but not leastly, if you'd like to receive these podcasts on whatever you listen to them on, just subscribe. So you can subscribe to iTunes if you wish, and it'd be really kind if you did. Leave a little 5-star review, or any star review, obviously. But leave a review if you could. That'd be nice. But also, there's another great app that I found. I mentioned it before. It's called Castbox. Castbox. And again, it has a subscription button. It gives you a place where you can leave a review. But also, what I did find out is when you subscribe, you get a facility to search through all the episodes of Personal Development Unplugged. So if you want something for, say, confidence or grief or sadness, or you put that word in and search through and see what comes up. There's so many there. Might be able to make you find the ones that you want that much more easier. Another thing is, if you can't find them, let me know by email, paul@paulclough.co.uk, and I'll guide you to the right place. Also, if there's anything you'd like me to discuss, go deeper with, an issue you have, that obviously you'll remain anonymous. Don't worry about that, because we can dive deep into it. We can come up with some processes. We'll develop a process if need be. But also, it's like when you're in one of those seminars, someone asks a question and you go, oh, thank God. They asked a question I've been wanting to ask, but I didn't feel brave enough. Well, now you can ask that question with complete safety. Send me the email and we'll discuss it, dive deep, find answers for you and all the other people who have similar issues, and we can develop it like that. And let's develop this community. So thank you for this bit of time for listening here. I'm going to get off and get ready for the next one. Okay? So see you soon. Well, enjoy. Well, I mean it so much. Enjoy every heartbeat and have more fun than you can stand. Until next time, it's Paul. Bye-bye.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.